And we are back with what will be my final video regarding the Euros this summer. This is going to be my team of the tournament video. Now, obviously, UEFA did post their official team of the tournament yesterday, which did raise a few eyebrows regarding some of the selections. I'm not going to show it for you right now because the vast majority of those players are also going to be in my team of the tournament. I didn't want to ruin my video by showing most of my players in their one, but there were certainly some very questionable decisions in some of the positions, in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinions. So today, I'm going to try and do my job of picking what I believe is the best team of the tournament for Euro 2024. So before we get into it, if you haven't done so already, please do consider dropping a like on this video. If you do enjoy the team that I build here, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We are now in full preparation for the launch of the new club season. And without any further ado, let's get straight into it. This will be my team of the tournament. And straight away, you will notice that I have actually got two pitches on my screen right now. That is because I'm doing a team of the tournament, but also an honourable mentions team as well. Because unsurprisingly, a lot of the players that are going to be in my actual team of the tournament are Spanish, and rightfully so, but I certainly think there are players that deserve a good mention in terms of their individual performances in this tournament. So we've got a little second squad at the bottom for you with some honourable mentions in there. So we'll start off, as always, with a team of the tournament with the goalkeeper. And this may be the first surprise for you guys. My goalkeeper of the tournament is Jordan Pickford. I think he is a massive reason as to why England got all the way to the final. He made crucial saves at key moments in all of the knockout rounds, and he made massive saves in the final to keep England in it, albeit not enough to stop Spain eventually winning. But for me, Jordan Pickford was the most influential goalkeeper at this tournament. Best goalkeeper at the tournament, however, I feel was Dashvili, who gets the first spot in honourable mentions. He also made the most saves at the tournament, which is absolutely mad when you consider that Georgia got knocked out in the round of 16. But when I do my teams of the tournament, when I do things like this, I always put the actual contribution to the team's overall achievement on top of individual performance. So if we're going for pure performance, 100% Dashvili gets the spot. But in terms of importance to the team and how far that player got the team to their respective round, Jordan Pickford 100% gets the top spot for helping England get to the final. At right back, and it is going to be a back four, it's just by pure coincidence that I think the best four defenders at this tournament line up as a perfect back four. Right back, two centre-backs and a left back. But at right back and left back, we are going Spanish. It is, of course, Carvajal and Cucurella. Why UEFA put Kyle Walker as the right back for this tournament, I don't really know. I think Walker had a very good tournament. He is very solid. We all know that. But again, Carvajal's contribution to this Spanish side can't go unnoticed. And Cucurella had probably the best 7 games I've ever seen him have, actually proving the 60-odd million that Chelsea paid for him when they initially signed him from Brighton. We've not seen that sort of form for Chelsea, but it's a big boost for them that how well he played for Spain at this tournament. Not forgetting the fact that he was playing ahead of Grimaldo, who got so many goals and assists last season for Bayer Leverkusen. So fair play to Cucurella, and Dani Carvajal, off the back of 6 Champions Leagues, now has a Euros to add to his collection as well. Fully deserved. And then in terms of honourable mentions, again, I have a right back and a left back. Bizarrely, I'm going to go for Koundé and Kadioglu. Kadioglu more the standout for me. He looked an incredible player, playing out of position at left back for Turkey. For me, he was Turkey's best player at the tournament. I know people are going to keep banging on about Arda Güler, but for me, Kadioglu was the one who stood out, and I think you'll expect to see him at a big club moving in the next few weeks. Keep an eye on him. And Koundé, just consistently solid in every single game. I think he was the only defender that caused Nico Williams any real problems across the entirety of the tournament as well. So big credit to Koundé. I think he had a great tournament, just not good enough to get in ahead of Carvajal. At centre-back, I've again gone for 2 players that aren't Spanish. Firstly, Mark Guéhi, who I think was by far and away England's best player at the tournament. Again, a massive reason as to why England got to the final. His defensive performances were the reason, really, we got out of the group stages, and he continued to impress in the knockout stages. Obviously, Konsa did very well for the game that he came in as well. But for me, Guéhi absolutely deserves to be in the team of the tournament, as does William Saliba, who again is just so incredibly consistent. You just don't ever expect to see him make a mistake. There was nothing he could have done about the 2 goals that Spain scored. And quite frankly, I think if he'd have been the defender in the position that was needed on both of those goals, Spain probably wouldn't have scored those 2 goals. But they were not in the position where Saliba was supposed to be. So they did concede those goals. But yeah, William Saliba, what a player. Why the French don't like him, I really don't know, because he is just so, so good. And in terms of honourable mentions, again, I've gone for Pepe and Rudiger. I was going to go for Akanji as an honourable mention because I think he was fantastic as well. However, like I say, I think actual contribution to the team's success has to play a part. And unfortunately, Akanji missed his penalty, and that's why Switzerland lost. So it's a harsh one, but I'm leaving him out. Pepe at 41, absolutely immense. Was very close to putting him in the team over Saliba, but ultimately it was the French team that came out on top in that match. Saliba helped his side get a little bit further than Pepe did. And Rudiger, despite scoring the own goal against Scotland, which he couldn't really help, again, absolutely immense. In my opinion, Germany outplayed Spain in that quarter-final, and Rudiger was a big reason as to why Spain didn't get their goal until very, very late. Into midfield, and there's going to be 2 holding midfielders, and no prizes for guessing who those 2 holding midfielders are. It is, of course, Fabian and Rodri. Hilariously, after me banging on about Rodri winning Ballon d'Ors and being the best player most important player in the world, and never getting any accolades, the one time Rodri actually gets an individual accolade and wins player of the tournament, I wouldn't have given it to Rodri because I'd have given it to Fabian. But that's just the way it is. At least Rodri's actually getting some recognition for the work that he does. The pair of them, absolutely immense. I don't think I need to say much more. I don't think anyone's not going to have both of those players in their team of the tournament. And again, in terms of honourable mentions, I've gone for Granit Xhaka and N'Golo Kante in terms of actual out-and-out midfielders. I think the pair of them really did a job, especially Kante. We've not seen anything of him for the last 2 years when he's gone off to Saudi Arabia, but clearly he's got himself back fit again. He's back to his old self. He's smiling, he's running around, making tackles, playing passes, and just being N'Golo Kante. And it was great to see the world-class Kante back again. And Granit Xhaka just continued his form from Bayer Leverkusen, was so good in that Swiss midfield, dictated games at times as well. Thoroughly deserving of an honourable mention. And like I say, would have been someone that would have been in consideration for the team of the tournament if it wasn't for the fact that Rodri and Fabian were just that good. In terms of attacking midfielders, I'm only going to go for 1 in the main team, but 3 honourable mentions. It's going to be Dani Olmo, who obviously won the Golden Boot, so he definitely gets in the team of the tournament and was a massive reason as to why Spain got to the final with his goals at key stages in the knockout stages. And then my honourable mentions are Musiala, Xavi Simons and Marcel Sabitzer. All 3 of them had fantastic tournaments. Simons showing his qualities as to why he should be playing for PSG. I don't get that whole dynamic. He's been there now for 3 seasons and he's going to go out on loan again. Don't get that. Musiala continuing his brilliant form from Bayern Munich, and sadly for him was on the losing side of that epic semi-final with Spain. And Marcel Sabitzer proving why Manchester United should have signed him on a permanent basis last summer. Absolutely immense. The key player for Austria, in my opinion, in their success in this tournament, and thoroughly deserving of a place, definitely in the honourable mentions. In terms of the forwards, firstly, the wingers, it's of course Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams. I don't think much more needs to be said about the 2 of them. Absolutely immense tournaments. Yamal at 16 and then obviously turning 17 the day before the final, setting up the goal for Nico Williams in the final. These were really the 2 out-and-out stars, shall we say, of the tournament, when you consider obviously Rodri, Fabian, Olmo doing the hard work, with then, as always, the forwards taking all the acclaim. Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal, thoroughly deserving. And like I say, I've got no honourable mentions in terms of wingers. I don't think anyone else deserved to actually get in it. And then in terms of forwards, who, to be fair, granted, is also a winger, I've gone for Cody Gakpo. Misses out on the Golden Boot because of Dani Olmo's extra assist, but a great, great tournament for Cody Gakpo. I can put him up front because he sometimes plays up front for Liverpool, but he obviously played off the left. I think if Arne Slot is watching that tournament, he's definitely thinking Gakpo arguably gets in over Diaz at that left wing spot at Liverpool for the start of next season, but a really, really impressive showing from Cody Gakpo. And then for my honourable mention, it was a toss-up between 2, but I've gone for Ivan Shranz of Slovakia because I could have gone for Mikakadze, I can never say his name properly, but Mikadadze from Georgia, but Again, in terms of the actual contribution to the side, it was Schran's goals that got Slovakia into the knockout stages. And if it wasn't for Bellingham's 95th minute overhead kick, it would have been Schran's goal that saw Slovakia progress to the quarterfinals at England's expense. Whereas Mikutatse, his goals got Georgia to the quarterfinal with a bit of help from Kvaratskhelia, with a lot of help from Mamadashvili, as to why obviously he is my goalkeeper honourable mention. And I just think Schran's absolutely edges it. But those are going to be my team of the tournament and honourable mention team of the tournament. Let me know if you think I've still missed people out across those two teams. Obviously, we've gone massively Spanish heavy, but they won the tournament. What do you expect? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players get in there from Spain for me. 2 English, 1 French, and 1 Dutch. Thank you very much for watching. As always, let me know, like I say, all your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'll see you very soon.